let's quickly get some music going. Make sure that everything is running smoothly. All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the new streams that are starting on Saturday instead of Monday. So instead of doing Music Monday, I made the really tough choice of deciding to go with a new day to stream the music. It is going to be called Soundtrack Saturday or Soundtrack Sunday, depending on the day. But it's gonna most likely be on Saturday. I don't see a reason to put it on Sunday. So that means that we're going to be streaming Tuesday through Saturday now for the new streaming schedule. I know that this week has been a little weird. I was doing streams at around 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it didn't seem to get as much traction as the 8 p.m. streams do. So from now on, we're going to keep going back to the 8 p.m. weekday streams, and then on Saturday it will be 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for music streams. Now, the streams are only going to be around 1 to 2 hours. Because when it comes to music, when it comes to the music streams, I'm a bit more engaged with the music itself. And sort of showing it off and presenting it and hyping it up, that it becomes a bit more exhausting. So overall, I think personally it would be better to do the 1 to 2 hour streams. So that is where we are at right now. And I think that's where we're going to be moving on. I'm so happy with the way things have been going this year. I have been on my grind. I have been busting my ass off trying to make better music and better content, and I think I just hit a new record with what I'm about to share with you today. So, without further ado, I think we are ready to dive into today's work. Let's go ahead and let's open up the project file. It's not here, actually, why not? We'll quickly go ahead and we will, oh, hang on, that's the wrong screen. Let's quickly fix that. I didn't realize that was the wrong screen. I haven't used the old Pro Tools layout in a while. Let's get... Nope, okay, that's also not working. Let's delete that source. And then let's go back down here. Let's play 2. Nice. And then, hang on, if I remember correctly, I should be able to... Why can I not resize anything? Hang on. Alright, let's transition very quickly. There we go. I want to make this a bit smaller, and I want to overlap this like that in a way. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to bring this down. We're going to move this up here. Move this to the center of the screen. I like that. And then the alert box, is it still working? Hang on, let's check that. Cool. put the alert box right here. And then, do we have chat on this? I don't think we have chat on this. Let's go ahead and let's add chat. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember how to add chat. Oh, here we go. Alright, let's go ahead and let's shrink that to right here, and then we'll add you guys right here. Alright. Cool, 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 and then we'll move you to, like, right here, so now you should be underneath it. Perfect! Alright. So now we are ready for Music Monday. Where is my... There we go. Alright. Let's go ahead and take the music over there. I am very excited for what we have to share today. This is a project that I've been working on pretty much all week. I'm super excited with how it turned out. And I'm hoping to maybe finish it up a little bit more. I think it's pretty much done. But I think there's still some work that needs to get done on it in terms of like the mixing. So maybe we'll do some of that today. Live on stream. But for now, I just want to show this off. Actually, hang on. Over here. Let's go ahead and let's expand this very quickly. Does that look good? Yeah, that looks a bit better. I'm gonna go ahead and move this up like that so it sort of covers the whole top of the screen. Alright, let's check that very quickly. Yeah, that's a lot better. Alright, sorry, I just had to fix that very quickly. Alright, so this is a song that I call Message from Deep Space. And I'll break it down afterwards, but first, I think it's better if we just go ahead and we listen to it. So let's do that right now. There we go. That's a lot better. Man, I freaking love how this sounds. I am so pleased with how it turned out. There's still a few things that I feel like need to get changed. First off, I did want to take all these and mute them temporarily just to sort of see where we go. But let's go ahead and let's start breaking this down. So I think first off, we should probably start where the whole idea came from, which is this little melody right here. So yeah, pretty simple. And then we translated it just a little bit onto this right here. So it's do 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 at the end, which works pretty nicely. One of the reasons why I called this Message from Deep Space was because I started messing with stuff in a very weird way. And I think it's better to start with sort of the track that started it all. Let me quickly pull up what the original sample was. Oh, wait, hang on. No, not Omnisphere. Wrong one. Yo, a follow from the Katie Wee. What's up, Katie? Welcome. I've been following this entire time, I swear. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, I didn't. That follow notification was from like a couple months ago. What can I say? Yeah. All right, let's quickly pull up this sample right here. So it's an Irish harp. That's the original sound. And I'll sort of break down how I... OMG, how you doing? Good? That's great. I'm glad you're doing well, Katie. Let me quickly grab one of these, and we can put it down here. So this is going to be a comparison to sort of how I messed with the sample. So this is the original. Pretty nice and clean. This is what it was like after the effects. And there's a lot of modulation on this. First, we got it running through a sci-fi filter at the frequency. I'm not entirely sure what this means. I just thought it sounded cool. And then we have it running through a talk box. What it means to run something through a talk box is the same way that our mouths form vowels. So e, I, O, U. Basically, it's going to take whatever sound I'm using, and it's going to push it through a filter to basically replicate that sound. And you'll hear it sort of shifting throughout the whole segment here, as you see this little knob moving. And I thought that was super cool. Here, let's go ahead and get rid of this. We don't need this. And then sort of top that off, I was also messing with the piano sound. And I came up with, I found this narrow like bandpass where it only allows a certain amount of frequencies through. And I thought, what if I just like started messing with that? So this is what came of it. Watch the filter as it moves, and you can see the frequencies of the... You can see the frequencies of the piano come through. This is all done by hand as well. I did that in real time, messing with the effect, and I think I have the... Yeah, I have the things right here. So this is what it looks like on a digital page. Here, we can go ahead and close that for now. And actually, the next thing I want to talk about is the climax right here, which is something I'm really proud of. We have so much happening, and it's just such a great build-up. Here, I'll play it first, and then we can dive into it. Let's do a couple measures before. I'm so freaking proud of this. I want to start off with the violins, because the violins and the brass are one of my favorites. I think probably one of my favorites that I've composed ever. Rarely do I do something in such a cinematic style, and I think this was literally just the nail on the head for that. It starts off very simple, I think, with at most 3 instruments. And then second time around, we add way more. And the brass is very similar. I think it's almost the exact same. But I love the swells of the horns. I think they came in clutch really nicely. Just all these sounds across the entire frequency spectrum. Just going absolutely nuts. It's so cool. And just a moment for it to breathe in the song and to sort of give you an idea, because I really wanted the horns to shine, so I sort of gave them their own little section here. I'm really proud of this on every single level. Like, I've spent all week pretty much building and building and building this. I'm also pretty happy with this this little timpani roll that I found. It's a nice transition into the climax, and I really wanted that cinematic drum style, so I thought the timpani was a perfect fit for it. What do we have? Going back to the main little melody for a second, the do 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 do. We have this like little two-parter that we have, and this is built off of 2 instruments. One of them is panning between your ears, but very subtly. So first off, we have this this nice little synth here. And then we have this chiptune. And there it goes, traveling in between your ears. Combine them together. They had a nice little duality to it. And I think now would probably be the best time to talk about the bass, which is something I've been using a lot recently. It's, I believe, Waiting for the Horizon. It's a synth patch that I use quite a bit across my music. It's a pretty common, but I love the way it sounds. It's so cool. Especially when you start it off from the beginning. Here, we'll mute this for now and we'll go back to it. in a second, but just listen to how this like starts. Very punchy, very powerful, but not over the top, basically, which I think is fantastic, and it sits really well. Speaking of the beginning of the track, I feel like now would be a better time than ever to cover the vocals. Originally, I was going to do the vocals myself, but then I found some pretty decent samples, and I thought, okay, this will suffice for now. So this is sort of creating that ambiance that you're not exactly... It creates that weird connection. I don't know how to describe it. Let me think of a way very quickly. Okay, I got it. I love using human voices in my work because we as humans know how to identify natural sounds, and our human voice is a natural sound. You hear it every day, whether you like it or not. And ultimately, it's the sound that I think we are the most familiar with. The human voice as a sound, basically. What it sounds like, what range it has, what it can do. And I always love putting it in places where it sounds out of place or it sounds very odd. Because in a song called Message from Deep Space, you hear a human voice and you're questioning, is there actually life out there? Is it just us? Like, is there another humanoid species? We don't know. And I think part of the reason why I love putting human voices in my work is because it represents life, basically. It represents other humans, other living creatures being able to produce sounds. I love the way that sounds. I think one more section we got is, or one more main section we got, then I'll start breaking down sort of the whole idea behind how the track started. Is this second melody right here on, I believe, a bass synth? Let's go take a look. Yeah, it's a bass synth. One that also is very commonly used in my work, but one that I love the sound of. I never use it in this octave. It's always very deep. It's always a droning note for me. And I absolutely love the way this track turned out. And I love the way it turned out as a melody, sort of. Especially going into the farther sections. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking, let's go ahead and replace these with these. That one in particular is getting replaced with this one. That one can go. And yeah, it's a little variant on the one that we just played. What else? Is there anything else? This is just a regular piano. Pretty simple. This is a little hit. And then, what else? Vocals, and these are just two instruments I never ended up using. Oh, this. It's another little one hit, but I really like the sound of it. I thought that was very cool and reminiscent of space. And then we have a pedal tone, which, if you're not familiar with the term, is just basically one note being played under several different chords and movements. Then yeah, later down the line, it turns into an actual bass line. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What else? Is there anything on here that's special? No, we're just raising the bass. Okay, so I think now would probably be best time. Oh, we forgot about this. It's another sort of droning note or pattern, some sort. It's more like, I don't know how to describe it other than it sounds like you're hitting a PVC pipe. It's just supposed to go under everything and add more, and just add an oomph to it. I like where it stands. It stands pretty nice on its own. Overall, I'm just super happy with the track on where it stands right now. Now what I want to do is I want to go to the climax here, and I want to start mixing everything. I want to start, or I guess not start, because I've already been mixing stuff, but I want to start putting I want to start putting everything in its place, basically, to sound great. Let's try adding a compressor very quickly and see if that helps. Okay, that should be good. Let's try that again. No, yeah, that's not adding anything. Actually, I think that also helps with a bit of variety. Yeah, I like the way that sounds. Yeah, I like the way it ends, and I think that was actually a lot better taking the section out, because then it's not as loud. It means that we don't need to repeat the section 5 times in a row. Especially because it's more of a melody. I don't like doing that. I wouldn't call these full-on melodies. I call them more rhythmic patterns, more like an arpeggio. So having it here, here, and then here, all with breaks in between, help make it a little bit more, give it a little bit more mileage, basically, because you're not hearing it constantly. And it got turned, I would say it got turned into a chord progression down here in like the best way possible, which I'm really excited, I'm really happy about. So I think that really was a solution to our problems. Let's hear this again. You can hear everything nicely. You hear the bass, you hear the harp. Yeah, I think that works better. Because I really want to give those horns a bit of a spotlight. And I'm super happy with how they sound. So why not just turn them up a little bit? But they do need to come down for the part where there's a lot happening. Because we don't want the mix to get muddy. We don't want it to... We don't want to be able... We don't want the listener to be bombarded with sound. We want it to be strategically placed, which is why once I figure out what I'm doing for the what I'm doing for the volume levels, then we're going to start shifting around the panning on everything. So some things you might hear more on the left side than you hear on the right, and vice versa. We're basically going to be playing with dials. We're going to be putting effects in. We're going to see what we can do to try and liven this up a little bit. And with that, we're going to go ahead and put panning over here, but it has to come back to the center for this last one. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take it to the left. Yeah, no, I'm not liking that. Come back. Come back down. I'm going to put it more on center, so it's more like this half. Instead of just over here, it's going to be like this half that you're going to hear it. The strings are also a lot more prominent. No, wrong one. Wait, I want to hear that again. Yeah. Yeah, that's sounding a lot better. I'm running out of lemonade. So we already have these. This over here. What if we... I'm too scared to pan this. This is way too... This sticks out like a sore thumb. I would hate to move that from where it is. No, don't play just that. Just keep going. Oh my goodness. Not to mention, very quickly, this is the longest song that I currently have. Magic at the Forest sits at 523. This song currently sits somewhere around, I want to say 443 or 543. Where's the end? Hang on. Yeah, like around 536. So it has like around, I want to say like 13 seconds on Magic the Forest, which is super fun. And I was trying to extend it as far as I can, learning from Magic of the Forest and sort of how that went. Because I don't think there was a single moment in that song where I wasn't playing one of the two melodies. In my opinion, Magic of the Forest is one of my best, but it's also got its flaws in a way of I overused the melody. In this one, I sort of built a melody and then let it take the back seat for another one, and then proceeded to have moments without it. Switching instruments, I think there are 3 or 4 instruments here that take the melody, instead of it being like just 2, I think, from Magic of the Forest. Maybe it was 3. But basically, I've learned how to expand a track and not make it as boring and as flat, which I think is one of my greatest achievements of the past year or so. And I'm really happy that that I was able to figure it out for this track in particular, because I think this is probably my most, if not my only full cinematic track. If there's any track that I would consider to be cinematic, it would be this one. Technically you can call the first dragon, the last dragon, whichever I called it, from The Sound of Games. Let me quickly check. What is it called? Badoop. Badoop, badoop. Was it in Sound of Games? Yeah. The First Dragons. That was saying you could call that cinematic because it was made for a short film. But even still, I still call that under my soundtracks, which are more like electronic orchestral. This feels electronic cinematic. Or this feels full on like film sequence, especially when we reach this segment right here. It feels like the final moment of a movie where you are just like, it's like the protagonist facing like either an accomplishment or a soon-to-be accomplishment. I think that is the perfect like climax part of the song. I know I call this whole part the climax. It's really more of an expedition into the climax, which is somewhere like around here. Maybe 117. No, 125. Yeah, 125 through, what is it, 135? That doesn't make any sense. Oh no, 133. My bad, I read that wrong. But like these 8 bars right here are the climax. Like proper climax. And like everything is sort of just like a rising expedition to the climax, and then resolution into the finale, and then what is it, like right here somewhere? Yeah, 181 we have the outro. This is kind of the form of the song basically. And there's a lot that, it's not one of my biggest tracks ever. I forget which track is my biggest track. Like, how many different tracks do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, 15 is not really the biggest track in the world, but it is, however, one of the most detailed tracks, I would say, in terms of how much detail I put into each of the instruments, the effects I put on them, very intentionally. I knew what I wanted, and I tried to see how I can get there. This was by far, like, this started out as an experimental track, and we know how those experimental tracks turned out. Radioactive Clouds from The Sound of Games Volume 2 was an experimental track. It was like 3 instruments, I think. One was a bass, the other was a granular synth, and the third one was voices. So, like, those 3 combined, it was like I think this really depicts my talents and what I've been learning throughout college. And I'm super happy about how this year is looking. I think it's a little sad that it took me a whole 2 months in order to write my first, like, full-on track of the year. I've been working a lot. I've been putting my head to the grinder. And I've been composing nonstop for like the past 5 months straight. And I think in total, maybe around, if I had to put a number on it, 20 tracks. I've created 20 tracks since the beginning of the year, since New Year's. And none of them will see the light of day, except for this one, because frankly, I don't think any of them are good. I've come to the realization that I write when I'm more distressed or upset. I write to write, or I write to write. I don't write to express, which is something that I need to start figuring out more. This I wrote to express. I had an idea in mind that I wanted to put into audio form, and holy crap, the expression is there. This is my favorite piece that I've written in a long time. I hate to say it. I have not written something this good since Magic of the Forest and Trails of Information. Those 2 were made around the same time, and they were my magnum opuses. They're the ones that got me into college. But this one is on a whole other level, in a whole new ballpark, and I'm so excited to see where we go next. Unfortunately, though, this is where I have to end my stream. We're reaching the 1 hour mark, unfortunately, but I'm so proud I'm so happy with myself, basically, of the work that I put in. And I really hope that my dedication and hard work is starting to show. The Spotify stats have been really nice recently. I watch those more than I should, but holy crap, I can't help it. It is I'm a very statistics-driven person. I look at what's trending, how I can adapt from it. I look at the stats in my own bubble. My YouTube, my Twitch, my Spotify. I see what's trending, and I adapt, and I cater to what people like. But I really hope that this song does well, because this is like the greatest song that I've ever written. The greatest instrumental I've ever written, I should say. That's not fair to put to loop in the other songs I've made, like the Broken Mirrors album and everything that's come after that. So, without further ado, guys, this is where we're gonna have to end stream. I want to thank you all so much for joining me on the first Soundtrack Saturday. This is gonna be it. These are gonna be the music streams from now on. I'm so excited. So, I want to thank you everyone for tuning in, but unfortunately, I gotta turn out. So I'll catch you all later. Back on Tuesday with let's say Crown Steel SMP. I'm working on stuff there, and we got an apple fritter sort of build, so we'll be doing that. Thank you, everyone. I'll catch y'all next week. Bye bye.